Hi, we'll discuss the top 10 stocks to watch today. But before that, we'll take a look at the yesterday's stocks performance. Yesterday, too, we were discussing about 10 stocks. And the first one in the list is MCX. So it closed 5% above, up from the previous day's close. That was from the compared to the Friday session. So if you look at MCX, it opened on the same level. Then it consolidated. Then after the opening range breakout, it just kept going on and without even pull back to the 20 period moving average. So then we have the next one in the list, which is Gallant Ispat. So it was a rough opening for Gallant. Like it, there was a dip down, then it closed pretty high, but it struggled throughout the day and finally closed at the lower circuit towards the end. And there was no improvement from there. So we have to neglect that stock for about a week, I guess. So before you can, so because you can pull back towards 190 levels. So we'll still keep in watch, but not for today. So the third one is BPCL. So we said, BPCL, IOCL, and Hindustan Petrol. Three of them actually did go up, and this one closed 3%. But the intraday high, if you see, so it opened, so it opened at 561, like not even 1% from the yes, around 1%. Then it fell back. Then there was very high very sharp movements towards the noon. It pulled back, then it fell down a bit. Now we knew that yesterday's second half was not there that great for the market, especially the small and mid cap. I mean, it did actually well for some stocks, but most of the stocks we kept in the watch list, actually they gave up all the earnings they had in the morning. So the next one on the list was Hercules Heis. Again, it went up. So it opened. So if you look at the opening, you can see here that, yeah, it opened high. Then there was a deep pullback. Then it reached almost 508. So the previous close was around 484. There was no 504, means there was about 4%, 5% up. Then it closed in the negative. And when it comes to the next one on the list, GMR Infra, it was steady throughout the session. So in the 5-minute chart, if you observe, so it opened high, like there was a little gap up opening, but it went up to 89.7. Then there was a deep pullback to the 50 period moving average. Then there was a bounce back. Then towards the end, it did close 2.5% up. The most interesting in our list is the India Glyca. So we were expecting it to reach actually 1,000. But if you look at it, went up to 975. The Friday session, it closed at 938. It went to 976. There was like 4 5%. Then there was a gradual downfall after that. Never even a small pullback throughout the whole session. And the next one is NHTC. Again, we said, it could go up to 110, 111 levels. It opened at 105. It went to 116. So intraday, it went up to 115, 70. Then it closed in the 3% with 3% gains. And the next one was Kitex. So Kitex, yeah, the session wasn't that great for Kitex. So we have to again keep it in the watch list. We are expecting some consolidation, but it closed 1.6% down from the previous session. Speak again. It closed, it opened at 200, went up to 107.35, then closed, with 2% gains. Last one in our watch list is Wellspan Enterprises, which closed pretty much, the same, like down 1.3%. That was not bad, given that if you had taken the position anytime during the session and if you had traded well during the market periods, you could have made, even with a smaller capital, with the proper risk management, you could have made 1 to 2%. So, I mean, that all depends on how you trade for the day, right? So, you have to keep your bet spread across the different stocks. And whenever you notice critical signals, like, it breaks the VWAP during the day, then you have to stay away from the stock for the entire session. So, this stock, very first, after the very first, 5 minutes, it fell below the VWAP and stayed below that for the entire session. And you can use other things like pivot. So when it enters the pivot, you can actually keep a stop loss. Those are the things that, we will discuss further, what are the critical things that you can look for, support levels broken. So all those things you can use for intraday trading. We'll have separate sessions for that. So right now we'll look at the 10 stocks which you can keep in the watch list for today, and spread the bets and trade it wisely so that you can make 1 to 2% gains. So now we'll take a look at the 10 stocks you can keep in the watch list today. So these are not buy and sell recommendations. Before you take any trades based on the information shared here, read the disclaimer. And yeah, let's look at the stocks one by one now. So now Graphite is the first one. We have it in our list. So Graphite India along with HEG had a very good rally yesterday. So something could be cooking in the industry, graphite industry. So we know that Graphite and Graphite India and HEG are among the largest producers of graphite, which is used in uh, steel industry. So it could be for several reasons, but we don't know yet. But based on the chart, it looks like there could be a rally from here. But for HEG, I am not sure. But graphite looks better on the charts. Since we saw both the stocks running up wildly yesterday, so there could be some traction today as well. So the next one is Hathway. So Hathway is one of the companies Reliance Industries had taken stake along with Alok Industries and HFCL. Those are Balaji Telephone. So those are companies that Reliance Industries picked up some stake in the last few years. So these companies one by one they are showing some movements in the charts now. So we can actually expect some of the movement to pick up speed in this counter as well. So the next one is EKC, Everest Kanto Cylinder. This stock was on the limelight during the COVID. We all know that. Now again, we are seeing some action in the stock. It is a very good stock, very old company, which is it's a dominant player in that space. So yeah, it has been a bit of consolidation for many months now. Now it has been broken out. Let's see if we can actually show some action in this today. And the next one on the list is NIACL. So the New India Assurance Company, one of the government PSUs, which has a good market share in New India Assurance. It's one of the budget insurance providers, you can say. So this company has a very stable market share in the space, and actually it is good to buy the stock, given that we have seen in the rally happening in other PSU entities. This can also break out to new highs. The next on the list is Redington. So Redington used to represent Apple in India. So they have this distribution business, and they are like monopoly when it comes to distributing Apple products and similar electronic products. When it I remember that during the IPO it was touted as a very big company to a good company to invest in. Now we are seeing a good movement in the stock, and that can continue today. There is a big probability. And SMC Global, I am just hoping that this rally in all the old securities, share brokers and all that might continue. So this is one of the companies which has held up their position very well. So yeah, we have seen movements in Share India and all those counters, Angel One. So this is one company which can continue that yesterday's movement to today as well. Glaxo is an international pharmaceutical company. So the brand Horlicks is synonymous with the Glasgow. So this also has given good traction. So if you look at the recent volume, it has been accumulated, and there is every time there is a pullback. It happens with very low volumes, and again we are seeing buying. So today it can have some moments, but be very careful. It's not a very great stock to trade intraday, but still you can try it. The next one on the list is CIPLA. So it's a good company, we all know. And for intraday traders, since it is a F&O stock, it is quite safe. But you have to respect the levels like VWAPs, pivots and all that. And then you can trade this stock wisely. Chennai Petro, which is on the list as well, just because we saw so many stocks when they near that 1,000 level after many years or the very first time, they can give good movements. So Chennai Petro And next one on the list, ACE, Action Construction Equipment. Both are in the list primarily because they are near the 1000 levels. And we have seen, so if see, look at this, if the stock is trading at 930 levels like Chennai Petro, normally they go up to 100,000 levels, 1020 levels, and then they pull back, very sharply. So you have to be very careful to close out these positions when they break 1000 for the first time. But if you are planning to hold for 2 to 3 months, then 1100 or 200 is very much possible. But for intraday, just to use the moment and then make some money and get out and wait and keep it in the watch list. We had this happening in India GLAXO yesterday. So when they near 1000 from 930 levels, most of the times we see that this movement actually they just hit this 972 and then it closed at 901. So if you go back now and see, there are times this has happened so many times in this particular counter and many other counters like Reliance Industrial Infrastructure and all those stocks. So this is some critical area where you have to be very careful. But for Chennai Petro, I would say that this is the very first time it is nearing that. So it can actually pierce that very easily, given its revenues and profits and all that. And the same is the case for ACE also. ACE is very slow doing this nearing 1000. That is very important. It consolidates, breaks out, consolidates. This is a classic Darwix box movement. So ACE is much safer than Chennai Petro, I would say. So we will track the performance of today's watch list tomorrow, and be safe, trade wisely, respect stop losses, and manage risk. Then you can make 1 to 2%. It's not because of the stocks you are choosing to trade, just because of the risk management you adopt during your trading hours. That will make you money. This is just for reference. We are sharing it here. Thank you very much. We will meet on another video tomorrow. Thank you.